Love at
Doctor
first
was
sight.
amazing.
He was the most sweet baby boy ever. He went home with a Mickey Mouse outfit on. Mama did so good. I was walking after my C-section.
I thought we would play the transcripts again.
All the nurses told me to stop and sit down. Chapter 8.
Hello. Because they're so fun to listen to.
We got all settled in. It was a great 6 months. Everything was going great until something happened.
And I will try to be quiet this time. Gifts aren't necessary, but thank you. Fuck, I forgot. I am power.
It was just a small argument.
But yeah, a few more get in here and we'll start playing.
I got on my hands and knees. And I said,
well, let's just start playing because they are quite long. Make sure to tap because I'm sure this will piss her off.
He just took everything in a box.
I know.
Nothing for me or Cam. I remember
okay, here we go. And I will turn them up loud, and then I'll answer questions after, okay? Or I'll pause before I start talking. Here we go.
All right, very good. All right, the counsel and the petitioner, I'm ready to begin. And let me just have anyone who'll be testifying that's in the courtroom, if you could raise your right hands, you two. And let me just have anyone who'll be testifying that's in the courtroom, if you could raise your right hands, you two. All right, do you swear or...
I'm going to mute.
Okay.
I love you, babe. You got this, okay? I'm right here.
All right, here we go. Shit.
So we can have all the parties, since there's two on my side, Ms. Jacobson's there, if we could have everybody just put their names on the record.
All right.
And with the oath.
Very good. Then I believe all three indicated that they do swear or affirm to tell the truth. So let me have the petitioner state your name, and you're very soft-spoken, so if you could just try to talk into the microphone.
Sorry, Your Honor. My name is Gabrielle Jacobson.
Okay. And
Natasha Brown. Laura Harding.
all right, very good.
Respectfully, Judge, I just asked if you could administer the oath now that all three have put their name on the record. Just because there might be a motion at the end of the case that I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, very good. So let me start again. Let's just do it one at a time then. Let me have the petitioner. Okay. State your name.
Gabrielle Jacobson.
All right. And if you raise your hand again, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Very good. You want to do these? Okay.
Yes.
So as to the respondents.
Natasha Brown.
Okay. Ms. Brown, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your name?
Laura Harding.
All right. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Very good. Okay. Now, we can either do a brief opening or go directly into testimony. Do you want to give an opening or do you? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So she's shaking her head yes. We are being recorded. So everything that's being said is being recorded. So with hand movements and head movements, that's not going to be reflected in the record. So.
Sorry. Lillian? See you later.
An opening kind of just is a chance to give an overview, not to really get into testimony on the case.
Hi.
And then counsel for the defense or respondents can give an opening, then we'll begin with testimony. Okay, so
it just started.
Opening then.
All right. Your Honor, I stand before you today deeply concerned for the safety and well-being of myself and my son. For months, I have been the target of cyber stalking and cyber harassment that's leaving me feeling unsafe in my own home. Threats of violence, threats of rape, and harassment. They have made it very clear that they are not going to stop no matter what the consequences are. The fraudulent CPS calls, the disturbing acts of posting my address of offers and free items has put my family at risk and has caused significant emotional distress. I fear from the safety of myself and my son. He is a minor and he's vulnerable. I'm asking for a personal protection order to ensure that we can live without fear and to regain our sense of security.
Counsel, do you wish to reserve or give your opening?
Just so y'all know what's on the screen, this was what she presented as evidence. We will be clicking through that as we listen.
At this time.
Just briefly, Judge, I'll give it, so the court is aware of some of my cross-examination that's going to come up. These are fake petitions. She has filed fake petitions across the country regarding fraudulent injunctions, Your Honor. She's a TikToker. What she does is she goes on TikTok and she creates fake drama and creates fake things that never happened so that she could then get viewers. She makes tens of thousands of dollars by putting up fake posts about things that never actually happened to her. She's a wannabe actress on TikTok where she creates fake drama. She's never met my clients before. She's never seen them before probably until today. She's never met them. My clients have never texted her. They've never called her. Both of them are from out of state. And one is from Indiana. Miss Laura Harding is from Indiana and flew here for this. Miss Natasha Brown is from Ohio and flew here.
Context. This bit of her evidence, Siri found this contact in her phone. Hello. And guess who it was? An ex-mod, Angela. But she turned that in as evidence that I was harassing her. Strange. Okay.
For this, she has filed fake injunctions
Hi.
in DuPage County, Illinois. They were all dismissed. I could put the names on the record later. It'll be part of my case. She has also filed one against Laura Harding, who's here, a fake injunction that was done in Monroe County. That hearing happened back in September. It was denied by the court up there, and then she refiled here. This person, it's come to my attention, is going to be putting these proceedings on TikTok for financial gain. This is nothing more than someone who's abusing the court system for financial gain. There's been no threats ever, not one time. And I believe that's what the evidence is going to show. The temporaries were not granted, and they were not granted for a reason. There's no dates in here. There's no times. There's no evidence whatsoever that my clients even know her. So other than what they've seen about her on TikTok.
I'm not sure, maybe.
She's a professional scam artist is what the evidence is going to show. Thank you.
All right. So, counsel, do you object if she testifies from the table? Okay.
Not at all.
Okay, very good. All right, so ma'am, this would be your chance to put on your case and stay away from she's and hers because there's two respondents, so I need you to identify by name.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I sent Natasha and Laura.
Objection, Your Honor. She's reading from a script. This is, that's not proper testimony.
All right.
Your Honor, I am just very scared, and I wrote it out just to help me bulletproof the points, but
Denied.
Well, if it's a document that you've written.
Well, everything I'm about to say is I'm going to show you evidence backing up my statement.
This was her evidence.
Well, you need to testify. If you need to refresh your recollection by looking at your notes, you can do that, but you should try to testify without reading a statement.
Okay, Your Honor. So I sent Natasha and Laura
Tap
a
away,
list of
please.
deceased for them to please stop talking about me. Since then, they are both on live, making a joke out of it. Natasha Brown, I have her on a screen recording, stated, "This is a joke. You're not going to win, and I'm not going to stop talking about you." And she said the words, "I'm going to wipe this with my butt." Your Honor,
By the way, since she lacks the intelligence, her saying she's going to wipe her ass with it also is not a threat, nor is it against the law. Gabrielle.
Natasha Brown and Laura Harding, I can't even go on a live stream without them making fun of me, talking about my body
Let him
part,
record.
saying nasty things on live about me.
Not illegal.
They have posted my address.
Objection, Your Honor. She's reading from a script.
Okay.
And this is part of her TikTok script.
Okay. So, again, testify and without using.
I'm sorry. So ever since my phone number and address were doxxed, I've gotten violence of threats, a rape threat, and just harassment.
Objection,
Every
Your
time.
Honor. Facts not in evidence. She never alleged anything regarding rape in either petition. So she's bringing in extrinsic, new facts, new allegations regarding her.
Your Honor, I have everything that I would like you to see, please.
Okay, well, we are in a court of law, so the rules of evidence are going to apply. So if you have exhibits, there's a way of introducing them.
Also, Miss Laura Harding has posted pictures of my son, has talked absolutely nasty about my son, posting his IEP, talking about his IEP, making a joke, laughing about it, getting all of their followers to call. Laura Harding stated that she would call SSI and to tell everybody to call SSI to get my Social Security taken away from my son. Also, the last couple of days in the court, before court, Natasha Brown, and I have her on recording, stated that she's going to be in the courtroom, and she said that I want her to walk past me so I can see if she smells like tuna and cornfish. Then I have it on a recording that Natasha Brown is going to take pictures and recording me outside of the courthouse. And same thing with Laura Harding. Also, I have a screen recording that Laura Harding called me a cunt. I'm sorry.
Not illegal.
And twat waffles. Also,
none of this is in her petition. Okay. None of this.
What was in your petition? That we had threatened to hurt your son, yourself, and you idiot.
What's in her petition is obviously what she can talk about. Now we're talking about rape and twat waffles, whatever the heck that is.
Your Honor, this was just a couple days ago.
Okay, well, okay. We need to stay focused on what's in the petition because that's what you're here for court. There hasn't been a supplemental petition filed. So, if you could, go through what is in your petition and if you have exhibits that are going to help you explain, you'll need to try to move those into evidence.
All right, Your Honor. So when Natasha Brown has doxed my address and phone number, all of them were included in phone calls over and over again. I had threats of saying, I'm going to go kill yourself. I believe there's a direct correlation with Natasha
You see them
and
anywhere?
my safety for these threats. Also, there has been, since my address is put out there, I have been getting Craigslist ads saying free diapers and wipes. I have been scared in my home, getting knocked on the door by strangers. I have a screenshot stating that they are going to come and I'm going to give them the diapers and wipes like I promised them. I called the police and I said, I am scared. Can you guys please send a police officer because I don't know who's going to show up at my door. I am living in fear, Your Honor. Every time I'm home, if there's a knock on the door, I'm scared. I call my fiance and I'm like, babe, there's a knock on the door. I don't know who's here. I changed my numbers multiple times and they still find me and they still harass me. I have all the evidence up with Craigslist and the phone calls, Your Honor, and the threats and the rape threats. Also, I have a lot of exhibits I would like.
If you're wondering, this here, the piece of shit mom, is Gabrielle's Discord name.
No one has her fucking phone number, by the way. I'm just saying. Nobody has called her. Nobody.
No, I haven't.
The court to see with Laura Harding and what she has said about my son and how she posted pictures of my son. That needs to be shown.
It's not illegal.
My son doesn't deserve this, Your Honor, and they're not going to stop. And Natasha stated that she, if nothing happens today, that she is going to go online and blast the law firm and tell me, make me the worst person it's a mockery. And I'm scared of what she's going to do if I don't get a PPO.
Okay, so did you have exhibits that you wanted to try to introduce? Because there's predicates, so. Okay, you'll need to show them to council.
When would you like me to go with the Laura exhibits?
Well, we've just handed
All the
attorney
exhibits
3
were the
stacks of
same.
paper, so give him a minute to look through it.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
And then we'll have to go through each one individually.
Looking through the first stack,
Also here, I'm so sorry.
and this looks like something different that was not in the, some of these look something different that were not in the original. There's improper foundation here and hearsay in the first stack.
All right, let's mark that A just for identification.
There's nothing to authenticate any of those. There's nothing whatsoever. Same thing with the second stack. They're from random phone numbers, random, nothing to authenticate any of these. This is all hearsay that she created fraudulently.
She has to provide the metadata to get these entered.
There's no names, there's just random phone numbers and random people, and the second stack was not in her original.
All right, then we'll mark this B for identification purposes, just so the record's clear.
The third stack is the same thing. This is not in the original for either Lauren Harding or Natasha Brown. This is all hearsay. None of this is can be authenticated.
You stepped on a bee.
This is all hearsay, and there's no way to tell who created this, and it's our position that she created this. This is all false, that she created this herself for her TikTok profits. None of this, it's all hearsay.
All right, so that will be Exhibit C for identification. All right.
These are all the police reports that I filed.
Okay. All right, so based on the evidentiary objections, did you have anything?
Well, she
further
didn't provide none of that.
Arguing
This is all she
against the
provided.
objections that this is hearsay, that it's not authenticated?
Yes, Your Honor, everything that is in there is 100% the truth. And I have screen recordings proving that this Natasha Brown is this TikTok live stream as well that is cyber stalking me. And I have everything that I can prove. I have her speaking about how she's going to take pictures of me and how she found a hotel that's 15 minutes away from me. She was stating all of this in the last
How come she didn't want? This is her evidence. I'm showing you the evidence she provided to the court.
couple days. It's been going on for months. I have tons of proof, and I've made police reports.
At this point, to whatever she's testifying to, none of this is in her affidavits or her injunction, and all of those documents are hearsay.
All right. They've been marked for exhibit for the record, but the court would have to sustain the objection as to hearsay as to all three composite exhibits. So
Find out didn't write it. I've never contacted her. I've never gone in her chat.
did you have anything else to argue your case?
So when I filed, Your Honor, they just told me to just do a rough summary and then to bring in all the evidence.
Hearsay.
Okay. Well.
So it's my first time doing this as well.
Okay. You can choose to hire counsel to represent you, or you can proceed per se, which is what you've chosen to do. But I can't assist you.
Not her
in
first
telling you
time.
How to present your case. All I can do is rule on objections. And at this point, the objection is that those documents are hearsay. So it doesn't get something into evidence just to say, I have evidence and it's all true.
Okay, and then what about if I want to show you some clips of her speaking?
Well, again, are they in your,
They told me I couldn't do it that have a flash drive.
Okay, there's 143 pages to your petition.
Of this shit right here.
Are these exhibits referenced in your petition?
They should be.
Not my handwriting. Oh.
Well,
Yeah, that was
the
my
last couple of
handwriting.
days with the whole court thing that she's been on live talking about how they're going to take me down, how their goal was to shut us up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to object.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead, Counsel.
Well, I would like her to go ahead and provide any clip or video of me saying that I was going to take her down or shut her up, or any time that I've ever made a threat. I challenge you, please, Gabrielle, post it.
My objection is this is well outside the scope of the injunction, whatever she's filed. And
Okay. All right, the injunction was filed on October 31st, 2024.
I'll be right back. What else was I going to say? You saw her evidence, and I will show the CD that she sent out too.
What you're telling me now is this is all stuff that's occurred since?
With the injunction, Your Honor, I did mention about Craigslist and CPS, fraudulent CPS, how they call nonstop. CPS is actually looking into this as well, and that's what they told me, because it's just nonstop. And they said they won't stop.
Okay.
Also, I have, I
Just
mentioned in
tap
my
the screen,
injunction
please.
that doxing my address, and I have proof of her account and her picture that's saying that that is her account, and a picture that she doxed my number. And ever since she doxed my number.
The number she's talking about is this number on the C&D that is supposed to belong to the law firm. So I don't know how.
That is where all the harassment started. She is the ringleader of the. That is where all the harassment started. She is the ringleader of the whole group. And I do believe that between Natasha posting my address and phone number, it put a risk to my family's safety. And Your Honor, I am living.
Let me point out, how did we get Aaron's phone number today? Anybody know? Anybody in the chat, can you answer how did anybody get Aaron's phone number today while they were at the vape shop? Class? Do we know? Yep.
In fear. I had no issues prior to Natasha doxing my number and address, making a joke on live.
Oh, so she didn't have, for the last 4 years, she testified for 4 years. That live didn't happen until December of 2024.
It's been screen recorded. It's live, and you can't deny evidence. You just can't. It's not hearsay if you have it on recording, Your Honor. And I would love to show it to you because I just want to be able to go home and be able.
Why did she have court hearings before this? Because she has taken me to court in the state of Indiana and was denied. When that didn't work, she created a fake law firm, tried to shut me up that way. That didn't work because I know my rights and I know the law.
Able to have a sense of security and knowing that I'm not going to live in fear.
Before this hearing, she filed for emergency orders. So there were judges that saw every bit of her evidence and videos because she would go to court and got to show those in an attempt to get an emergency order and was still fucking denied. Okay? So her evidence has been seen. Her evidence means shit because it's not illegal.
If you want to proffer additional evidence, you need to identify what it is and then let counsel make an objection if he wishes, and then let me make a legal ruling.
We'll start with Laura Harding.
This is the Florida one.
Exhibit M. Laura Hard.
Okay, wait.
Reading from a document, not an evidence.
Okay. Again, you're starting to reference to an exhibit.
It's an exhibit matching up to.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have to read this.
Okay. But there's no exhibit for the court to look at. There's no exhibit in evidence.
Submitted in evidence.
There's nothing received into evidence. Those packets that you gave me are not in evidence. So I can't consider that as evidence because the proper predicates have not been laid to authenticate those documents.
See, Gabby, what that means? You have to lay the foundation to be able to submit the evidence by authenticating that you have the metadata, the digital footprints, let's dumb it down a little bit, to be able to submit that evidence. It has to be relevant to your case, darling.
I'm sorry, Honor. I wish I would have known that.
Screenshots from Angela and your other friend are not me and Brownie making death threats.
All right. Are you able to go forward with any proof at this time?
I have proof, but it's not in my injunction. But I do have proof of CPS threats that was in my injunction.
Let's clear that up. I'm a mandated reporter.
All right. If you have threats of CPS that are in the injunction, again, give me reference an exhibit, show it to counsel, and let me see if...
I don't know why the fuck she wasn't prepared. She'd been filing these orders on me since August of 2024.
there's any objection to the court receiving the document.
Yep, just tap the screen, guys. Narcissists don't like the word no.
That's his first stack of three. Other stack that I was just handed with 3 color pictures is all hearsay. She wrote on it, and there's nothing to authenticate it. It is our belief that she created this fraudulently for the purposes of today's proceeding.
All right, so this would be number 4 as a proffer.
It's all hearsay.
All right.
Nothing to it. She hasn't authenticated any of it. And then the second batch that I was just given is something that looks like she highlighted a whole bunch of things, wrote things on there like CPS.
Objection. Is it possible to, do an IP address to track?
Okay, hold on. Let him finish making his objection, and you can respond to his objection.
So none of these, this is all hearsay. None of this has been authenticated. These are from unknown phone numbers. It's our belief that she created all of these texts herself, wrote things like CPS on it herself.
It was hard.
These are none of these phone numbers go to anything. It's all hearsay, nothing to corroborate it, and hearsay is none of this is the vast majority of this, other than I think the first page none of it is in the injunction. And the first page of it is still an unknown text message from an unknown date, unknown time, from an unknown person. So it's hearsay. The rest of it is all.
Now, did you want to respond to his objection?
No dates,
It is not
no
all
nothing.
hearsay, and if we could have the courts run an IP address, get all the CPS courts Everything that I have submitted, as well as here in the court, is not fraudulent. It is 100% facts. And if we have to investigate and go deeper into this, showing that none of this is hearsay, none of this is fraudulent, I would love to do that, because I am standing here before you, Your Honor, telling you 100% that was not me, and I did not create those. And if we can run an IP address to...
I can't, that's not my job to investigate or present a case. So that's not something that the courts do. So
Understood.
That would be sustained as hearsay. Objection. And is there anything further? If not,
When you are the petitioner, it is your duty to hire somebody to get those IP addresses, like a digital forensic, computer forensic guy. You have to pay for that, Gabs. But as a defendant, I could request the court.
counsel, you can cross-examine and make your motions. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Any cross-examination?
They are going after her.
Miss Jacobson, you stated under oath here, under the penalties of perjury, that this is your first time ever doing this. Is that correct? Do you remember saying that here in court? You said that in court. Remember that?
For the injunctions.
Okay. You actually filed a fraudulent injunction against Maria Matthews, case number 2023-O as in Orange, P as in Paul, 001471, and you filed that fake injunction.
Let me tell you, she has to, she does have the burden of proof, but in a civil case, it's more likely than not, and not beyond a shadow of a doubt. She couldn't even prove that it was more likely than not.
This was denied in DuPage County, Illinois. Do you recall that?
I do.
Okay.
And
you also filed a fake injunction to Juliana Muskowski. Juliana spelled Julina, last name Maskwski, and that was case number 2023-O as in Orange, P as in Paul, 001470. You filed that in DuPage County, Illinois. That fake injunction was filed and it was denied by the court. Do you recall that?
I do, but how is it fraudulent when I went into the courthouse and did all the paperwork that they told me to do? That's not fraudulent.
You also filed a fake injunction against...
Gabby, it makes it fraudulent when you already know in the state of Indiana a judge made a ruling that I wasn't stalking and harassing you. Your claims were false.
Taylor Sloan, case number 2023-O as in Orange, P as in Paul, 001469. You filed that in DuPage County, Illinois, and that all this you submitted all the same evidence, all the same things that you submitted here with the fake phone numbers, all of that, and that was denied in DuPage County. Do you recall that?
I do, but at the same time, that was my first time doing all of this, and I was new.
So you have done this before. So yes?
Yes.
You lied to the court when you said earlier that this is your first time, correct?
Well, with the injunction and being in a different state, I mean, I never had to do with like cyber stalking.
I want to point out, and I can show you if you'd like to see it, when she filed in Indiana in August, but when she filled out her court papers in Florida multiple times, the box says, have you ever applied for a protection order against this person before in this court or any other state? Guess which box she checked? No, that makes it fraudulent, Gabrielle.
It was always, what do they call it in DuPage? Something different, so that's what I meant.
Okay. You also filed a fake injunction against my client Laura Harding in Monroe County, Indiana, which was denied by the court there. And you filed all the same stuff that you filed here. That was denied on September 17th, 2024. Do you recall that?
I do.
Okay, so you recall filing all the same information in Monroe County, Indiana, regarding Laura Harding. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay. And you recall being in front of a judge on or about September 17th of 2024, and the judge denying your injunction there.
Yes.
Okay. So this wasn't, when you told the court here earlier that this was your first time doing this, you lied to this court, correct? Yes or no?
No, it's cyber stalking. I just thought it was different of how every state's different how they proceed, and I didn't like. I mean, I just thought that the cyber stalking was a different proceeding.
Isn't it true you filed the same type of cyber stalking in Illinois?
No.
As well as in Indiana?
No, that was domestic violence? No. It wasn't cyber stalking.
You filed injunctions in Illinois and in Indiana, correct?
I don't recall injunction.
Gabrielle, for domestic violence to happen, the big word there is domestic. That means we need to be in the same fucking house, you twat. You fucking cunt.
That they were saying that. It was something else.
Something for protection?
Sorry.
Maybe, but it wasn't.
The same type of legal piece of paper that you filed here, you have filed in DuPage County, Illinois, correct?
It was 3 years ago. It was a paper that I had the DuPage court help me with, and it wasn't like I had to do it here today.
You filed paperwork to get injunctions, to get protection orders against other people in other parts of the country, correct?
I didn't submit any evidence. I had to write a statement, and then they just had it in front of a judge.
So you've been to DuPage County, Illinois, correct?
Yes.
And all of your injunctions or requests for protection, all of those were denied there, correct?
Correct.
And you did the same thing to Laura Harding, who you brought here from Monroe County, Indiana. You brought her here from Monroe County, and you did the same thing to her in Monroe County, Indiana, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you filed all the same paperwork in Monroe County that you did here, correct?
Say that one more time.
You filed all the same or similar paperwork regarding these phone numbers, this alleged stalking. You filed all of that in Monroe County, Indiana against Laura Harding, correct?
Yes.
And that was all denied on September 17, 2024.
Correct, but again, if I could say something, I didn't know. I'm not really good at this kind of stuff.
Isn't it true?
Yes, it is not.
Gabby, you knew you were trying to put me in fucking jail for having an opinion, right?
Not all hearsay, and if we could have the courts run an IP address, get all the CPS courts, everything that I have submitted, as well as here in the court, is not fraudulent. It is 100% facts. And if we have to investigate and go deeper into this, showing that none of this is hearsay, none of this is fraudulent, I would love to do that, because I am standing here before you, Your Honor, telling you 100%
on
that
my
was not
YouTube.
me, and I did not create those. And if we can run an IP address to...
I can't.
Sorry,
It's not my
I
job
went
to
too far.
Investigate or present a case.
Ms. Jacobson, you stated under oath here on the penalties of perjury that this is your first time ever doing this. Is that correct?
There we go.
Do you remember saying that here in court? You said that in court. Remember that?
For the injunctions.
Okay. You actually filed a fraudulent injunction against Maria Matthews, case number 2023- O as in Orange, P as in Paul, 001471, and you filed that fake injunction, which was denied in DuPage County, Illinois. Do you recall that?
I do.
Okay.
And
you also filed a fake
Yes,
injunction
baby boo.
to Juliana Muskowski. Juliana spelled Julina, last name Maskwski, and that was case number 2023- O as in Orange, P as in Paul, 001470. You filed that in DuPage County, Illinois. That fake injunction was filed and it was denied by the court. Do you recall that?
I do, but how is it fraudulent when I went into the courthouse and did all the paperwork that they told me to do? That's not fraudulent.
It's because you're lying, dumbass.
Also filed a fake injunction against a Taylor Sloan, case number 2023-
No, you didn't miss a lot.
O as in Orange, P as in Paul, 001469. You filed that in DuPage County, Illinois, and that all this you submitted all the same evidence, all the same things that you submitted here with the fake phone numbers, all of that, and that was denied in DuPage County. Do you recall that?
I do, but at the same time, that was my first time doing all of this, and I was new. So I,
You have, so yes?
yes.
You lied to the court when you said earlier that this is your first time, correct?
Well, with the injunction and being in a different state, I mean, I never had to do with like cyber stalking. It was always, what do they call it in DuPage? Something different. So that's what I meant.
Fucking her mom should have
You also
swallowed
filed a fake injunction against my client
and
Laura
spit.
Harding in Monroe County, Indiana, which was denied by the court there. And you filed all the same stuff that you filed here. That was denied on September 17th, 2000.
Yeah, I'm a new mom.
I do.
I'm new to fraud in the court
You
system.
filed all the same information in Monroe County, Indiana, regarding Laura Harding. You recall that?
Yes.
Okay. And you recall being in front of a judge on or about September 17th, 2024, and the judge denying your injunction there.
Yes.
Okay. So this.
I have a question. She was told no. Why did she think she could still go ahead? Because she's a narcissist and, you know.
Wasn't, when you told the court here earlier that this was your first time doing this, you lied to this court, correct? Yes or no?
No, it's cyber stalking. I just thought it was different of how every state's different how they proceed, and I didn't like.
Oh.
I mean,
I
just thought the cyber stalking was a different.
You thought you could play stupid, and you thought you were a good enough actress because Mimi blows smoke up your big old ass. You're so great. You're so great, Gabby. Every judge is gonna believe you. Just go in and lie your ass off.
Different.
Wrongo.
Proceeding.
Isn't it true you filed the same type of cyber stalking in Illinois?
No.
As well as in Indiana?
No, that was domestic violence. No, it wasn't cyber stalking.
You filed injunctions in Illinois and in Indiana, correct?
I don't recall injunctions that they were saying that. It was something else.
Something for protection, a protection order?
Maybe, but it wasn't.
The same type of legal piece of paper that you filed here, you have filed in DuPage County, Illinois, correct?
It was 3 years ago.
What do I say?
I had the DuPage court help me with, and it wasn't like I had to do it here today.
You filed paperwork to get injunctions, to get protection orders against other people in other parts of the country.
To shut them up.
I didn't submit any evidence.
To silence them.
Statement, and then they just had it in front of a judge.
So you've been to DuPage County, Illinois, correct?
Yes.
And all of your injunctions or requests for protection, all of those were denied there, correct?
Correct.
And you did the same thing to Laura Harding, who you brought here from Monroe County, Indiana. You brought her here from Monroe County, and you did the same thing to her in Monroe County, Indiana, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you filed all the same paperwork in Monroe County that you did here, correct?
Say that one more time.
You filed all the same or similar paperwork regarding these phone numbers, this alleged stalking. You filed all of that in Monroe County, Indiana against Laura Harding, correct?
Yes.
And that was all denied on September 17, 2024.
Correct, but again, if I could say something, I didn't know. I'm not really good at this kind of stuff, and
Isn't it true you posted online a $500 bounty whoever could record today's court proceedings so that you could post it on your TikTok page?
And guess who showed up to try to get that money? Her big old sis. Look, this is a message that she turned in as evidence that I'm stalking and harassing her from her friend, Brianna.
Say that one more time.
You posted a $500 bounty to whoever could record today's events so that you could post it on TikTok.
Bounty? No.
You posted a request for somebody to tape record today's proceedings.
No.
Is that why you brought your Apple Watch so that you could tape record today's proceedings?
Absolutely not.
And you're here to make money off this court proceeding, correct?
No.
Mm-hmm.
How much money do you make on TikTok?
Not a lot.
You have subscribers, correct?
I do.
And all your subscribers, you post your address out there for your subscribers, correct?
No.
You ask your subscribers to send you gifts for your son, for yourself, correct?
Friends, yes.
No, yeah, you
But they're
post,
not subscribers.
you post your address publicly so people can send you gifts for your son.
No, that is friends that I've met.
Okay, and you have posted this publicly, correct?
Post what?
Your address in Cape Coral.
No.
You posted this.
No, I've never posted my address on social media.
And you've requested, and you posted your phone number, correct?
No.
And you posted these things so that you could have people from the community send you items for your son, which you then turn around and sell on Facebook Marketplace.
Absolutely not.
And that's what you do. You prey on people's feelings on Facebook by creating a fake persona, correct?
No.
You have a TikTok persona, correct?
I do.
And you're doing that for money, correct?
It's for an income.
Yes. And you put the drama of all of these, the drama that you create, you put on there so that you can make money from people, correct?
It's entertainment.
Okay. Just like today's entertainment.
No.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
You said there was a letter regarding a cease and desist. I'm going to show you this first page from Natasha Brown. Do you recognize that item?
Yes.
How do you recognize that item?
This is from a paralegal in Illinois that she said that she would help me. And so she wrote it, and then I mailed it
Show
out.
you something.
Okay, you mailed it out here in Cape.
There's like 3 parts of it.
Okay. And you're saying that this is a real law firm?
By the paralegal, yes.
Nope. Is this a real law firm?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show
She's
you.
a supervisor
See,
paralegal.
the
that
paralegal
works
was
for the
practicing
firm
law
and
when
works
she
for the
put the
attorney.
letterhead on that letter, because she was acting as the whole attorney.
Respondents 1. Respondents 2. This is also a letter to direct.
You know where she fucked up? I'm writing you as a paralegal for the legal counsel hired by Gabrielle Jacobson. It's come to our attention that you have engaged in conduct that constitutes harassment. Her little paralegal friend with the net has already tried and convicted us on bullshit lies, right? Towards our client. Specifically, you have made multiple unwanted communications that have caused her significant distress. To make communications, I would have had to call her, text her, go in her chat, or get in her box. I've done none of those things. This letter serves as a formal demand that you immediately cease and desist all forms of contact. Your actions are not only unwelcome, but constitute a violation of Florida statutes. So please be advised that failure to cease this harassment within 3 days of the receipt of this letter will result in my office taking further action. This may include filing a civil complaint against you for damages as well as seeking a restraining order. We strongly urge you to take this matter seriously and comply with this demand. And I say, fuck you and your borrowed horse.
Laura Hardy.
Correct.
Is that from the same law firm?
Yes.
And you're saying here under oath in this court that law firm exists?
That's what the paralegal told me.
Did you meet with someone from that law firm?
Correct, yes.
We
When
can
I was
look up
in
that law firm.
Illinois,
Let's look it up.
We were actually, it's like it was a family who impersonated anybody.
Do you know who Philip Steinberg is?
No.
What do you know? Steinberg.
You're under oath. Did you go to this law firm of Steinfeld and Francis Law?
No, I did not.
Doesn't exist.
I was FaceTiming with
There's a Francis
law firm.
There's a Steinberg
And she was in the
or
office.
Steinfeld, but other than that website they created themselves that's been taken down, it doesn't exist.
You agree that this was a letter that you produced and mailed to Ms. Natasha Brown?
The paralegal wrote it. They emailed it to me, and I sent it out here, yes.
That'll be respondent 1.
Okay, and that's the same letter and respondents too. And did you respondents 2, which is to Laura Hardy, did you have
Oh, I know.
Victoria Quintero write that letter as well?
Yes.
And is she a real person?
She's a real
And
person.
she consented to writing that letter?
Yes, she did.
And she wrote that on a real law firm's letterhead?
But that's what I was told.
Yep.
Do you know that law firm exists, yes or no?
Yes, I looked at it.
Okay, so it does exist.
Yes, the Attorney General, the state's Attorney General, has proof of the made-up website and all of that.
Yes, there's
Okay.
3 parts of it, but I would like to, if I could, go out there and call Victoria and prove that it is.
Makes
a
it
law
mail
firm.
fraud.
And then you
If I
also
could.
you mailed that letter. I'm going to show you this marked as number 2.
Oh, they're gonna be.
3 responds to. You actually mailed that letter here at from Cape Coral, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Do you agree that that you posted that FedEx receipt that you mailed that letter to both Natasha Brown and to Laura Harding?
yes,
And you did that here at Cape Coral?
yes.
Okay.
All right.
Enter that into evidence.
Can I go call the paralegal?
And you talked to Victoria Quintero. Is that your testimony here under oath?
Yes,
And did you meet with this law firm of Steinfeld and Francis?
I had a FaceTime meeting in her office.
Okay, and did you meet with an attorney?
No, I did not.
Did you speak to any attorneys?
No, I did not.
So you met with paralegal Victoria Quintero, the paralegal supervisor,
Yes,
at the law firm of Steinfeld, and Francis Law Offices.
yes.
And the phone number, 630-532-9102, where does that go? Whose phone number?
Victoria.
Does that go to you?
No, that's not my number.
That goes to your friend Victoria?
The paralegal.
That goes to your friend, who's posing as a paralegal, correct?
No.
And you're telling this court under oath that the letters, which are marked as respondents 1 and 2 from Steinfeld, and Francis Law Office, those are real letters that you were given from a real law firm and that you sent out here in Cape Coral?
Yes.
And isn't it true you also showed that those letters to law enforcement in Monroe County, Ohio?
Yes.
And you also showed those
Look
letters
at this one, G.
in Indiana as well, when you called the police on Laura Harding.
No.
You sent the letters to law enforcement.
For the deceased?
Yeah,
No.
the ones that we just marked as evidence, which is respondents 1 and 2 from those law offices, you sent those letters to law enforcement in Monroe County, Ohio, correct?
I sent to the sheriff department.
Yes.
I mailed them.
You mailed them.
Yes.
Okay. And that was when you were filing a complaint against Natasha Brown?
No, I was doing the assist and deceased to stop having to have them to stop talking about me. And if they continue to go on, I would.
To have us stop talking about her like we don't have any rights.
Bring it further.
Okay, and then you also mailed those same letters from Steinfeld and Francis Law Offices to law enforcement in Indiana regarding Laura Harding. Right?
No.
You only did that you only sent it to law enforcement regarding Natasha Brown.
Yes.
Okay. And you submitted those same letters from Steinfeld, and Francis Law Offices to the court in Illinois, correct?
I'm sorry, say that one more
You
time.
submitted the same letter to the court in DuPage County, Illinois.
Not the same. Kylie Faubert and Laura J. Harding.
And Kylie Faubert, that's somebody else that you filed an injunction against here in Lee County, correct?
Correct.
And that's someone that has to come here from Michigan in April, correct?
Correct.
And isn't it true you've actually never spoken to Natasha Brown on the phone?
Correct.
Isn't it true you've never actually spoken to Laura Harding on the phone?
Correct.
Isn't it true Laura Harding never sent you a single text message?
That I cannot confirm because I do have a screenshot from somebody that's saying Brownie, which is Natasha Brown, is calling you. And I said, I know 50 people are. She goes, are you okay? I'm like, no, they won't leave me alone.
Isn't it true that Natasha Brown has never called you?
Again, I cannot confirm that because I mean, speaking on the phone to phone, no.
Isn't it true that Natasha Brown's never sent you a single message?
Again, no, but I can't confirm that she wasn't a part of it when I have a screenshot stating that she was contributing to all of.
When she keeps saying, shouldn't I be in jail by now? Months to several years, depending upon the number of witnesses and evidence to jurisdictional issues. So, the answer to that, Gabrielle, is no.
It.
So, how much money are you making off of TikTok from Natasha Brown and Laura?
I have to go ahead and calculate it. I can't say a direct number. I could go and look and add it all up, but.
All right. And you do these live podcasts where you make fun of your child to have people feel sorry for you to send money, correct?
No.
And you do these live podcasts. You just stated under oath, you've never done that.
Not to make fun of my son. Absolutely not.
Isn't it true you've actually made videos discussing your son?
Explain, please.
Isn't it true that you've made videos discussing your son online?
Discussing?
For money. Yeah.
Not for money.
You've made videos online on TikTok regarding your son, correct?
What I did was
Yes or no?
No.
No, okay. You said under oath you've never done that. You've never made videos regarding your son.
Like disgusting videos?
Discussing your son online. You've never done that.
Your Honor, I have to know what he's talking about. Like I can't. When he says disgusting things,
He says discussing,
Discussing.
not disgusting.
Isn't it true you've made videos online discussing your son to the
yes.
public?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you said disgusting. I'm sorry.
And isn't it true you've actually made videos online of you bouncing off of your vagina, calling it a clam slam, so you can get minors to watch you?
That's my favorite part.
Online?
No.
Okay. Isn't it true you've actually done drugs online?
No.
Okay. And isn't it true you've discussed the mental health of your son online to get people to give you money?
Mental health.
You called your son a serial killer one time online. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so you were telling.
Fuck with me again, Gabby. Come for me again, bitch. I dare you.
Can I explain?
Yes or no?
Can I explain? Your Honor, can I please explain?
Go ahead.
Please,
Let her
can I-
explain. I'd love to hear this.
I'm a new mom. And I had no friends, nothing like
You're a
that.
shitty fucking mom.
And when he was 1 year old, he was starting with all these behaviors, biting, hitting, acting out. And being a first-time mom, I didn't know. And so I was venting to a lot of moms. And I just said, I just don't want him to, I want to raise him right. And I just don't want him to be raised to be. And it wasn't, I should have never said it. I was thinking out loud as a mom and knowing that I was worried about what was wrong.
And Gabby, I'm doing this to clear my name, and because I'm just venting, I'm extremely hurt. I'm just so hurt.
And I just wanted to do what's right, and it wasn't towards anything. And he is a beautiful, he's an amazing child now, and it was just a venting moment. And
Ms. Jacobson, how much money did you make online when you called your son a serial killer and said he had bipolar disorder? How much money did you make?
I never said bipolar.
Okay.
And I never asked money for my son. That's disgusting.
And
What I do
My son deserves all these birthday presents.
When you posted videos of you slapping a dog.
I did not slap a dog.
Okay. And
I have
how
a
much
video.
money did you make when you were posting videos regarding
We have video.
the fake threats?
Excuse me?
You remember going online saying you were threatened?
Yes, because I had a screenshot, a text message that came across my...
And you were in fear of your life, right?
I didn't want to show I was fearful of my life, because then if you do, then you show them that you are afraid, and sometimes they do something.
You were joking about it, right?
It's nothing to be joking about.
So here under oath, being threatened is nothing.
Nothing to be joking about. How many times do we watch her dance around with her handcuffs?
To be joked about. That's what you're telling this court.
Basically, when I was trying...
Yes or no? Were you threatened?
I was, yes.
And you were in fear for your life?
I was, yes.
And you posted that online?
I say things out of my mouth.
Did you post it
thinking,
online?
Well, you're not talking out of your ass.
Yes or no?
I don't
Well,
recall.
you kind of are, but... He was whispering to the Attorney General.
All right, do you have any redirect based on his cross-examination?
Nothing is fraudulent, Your Honor, and I can call the paralegal and get her to testify, or you can summon her, and she can be under oath.
Dance break.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits.
Okay. Intermission's
As far
over.
as the text messages and everything like that, that did not come from me.
All right. Now, you had said that you had 2 other witnesses.
Yes.
Do they have direct knowledge of the matters in this case?
No. It's my mom and fiance. And they live separately.
My dog was stung by a bee.
I do. Please.
Okay. We'll have to rule on relevancy. I'm not sure what they'll be testifying to. Who do you want to call first?
My mother.
And her name?
Patty.
Patty what?
Patty Reiner.
Okay, somebody said question. What's the question? Oh, she meant her witnesses live separately, not that Mimi and Aaron don't live together with her.
You come up here, please. All right. Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right. If you can come up here, you'll need to speak loudly and into the microphone. Okay. You can ask the witness a question. Ask her name first.
Giving her every opportunity.
Are you Patty Reiner?
Yes, I am.
Are you my mother?
Yes, I am. Only by adoption.
That's a lie, Patty, because you have admitted that you have not formally adopted either one of those twat waffles, numb-nutted motherfuckers. So you're lying under oath.
I am your grandmother.
Fucking whore, Babylon, lying twat.
Have you heard Natasha Brown speaking ill of
Fucking
me on
old
live?
hag.
Yes.
Have you heard her threaten